Hi there, so I don't have anything prepared for today, but I also don't want to make just a video about, oh yeah, sorry, I didn't make anything prepared for today, and I want to post daily, so let's talk about insecurities. And yeah, I know that this video won't change for you that much, but still, I don't know, maybe somebody will find it valuable. So basically, I think that is something most of us, maybe not all, but most of us have suffered from. Maybe not currently, but at some point, I mean, we as humans tend to get insecure in a lot of cases. And yeah, okay, I'm talking specifically about insecurities related to appearance because I suppose we can be insecure about more things. But I'm talking specifically about insecurities related to appearance. And also, nowadays plastic surgery gets more and more common and everything. And yeah, I don't hate the thing itself, but I hate the fact that well, I hate the fact that people feel pressured to go and do so. And that is understandable because, like, on the one hand, I mean, like, yeah, of course, oh, sorry. On the one hand, like, yeah, of course, we cannot look in a way that will be acceptable and beloved by everybody. Like, yeah, you can say that there is a certain beauty standards. Beauty standards vary in dependence on where you live and places of force. Beauty standards are usually created mostly by the culture and preferences, and our preferences tend to be created by the culture. But still, although there may be like the massive perspective on something because it was created by the mass culture, not every single people will at- attune attune. Not every single people will follow that. Not every single people will agree with it. Like, yeah, there may be like a standard based on the culture, and based on how most things are getting faster and faster, it's changing faster and faster, and yeah, it's totally understandable that people feel the pressure to look good because even though we're not, I mean, okay, not want to, not everybody wants to, but even though, in my opinion, we shouldn't try to judge people by how they look, we are still programmed by it. We may try to fight it, but still, we biologically, like, we'll see somebody and we will have thoughts about, okay, what they may be like based on how they look, based on how they appear. And yeah, those thoughts may be wrong. Those thoughts usually are just pre-assumptions that we have just to allow us to function in society with our brains. Those thoughts may be wrong, but still, we are usually going by it. It's good to try not to conform to it and just not judge somebody by their looks. But yeah, that's making life easier, and it's important to try to look good, to try to look appealing to people, because it not only affects how you feel about yourself, but also how other people treat you. One thing that I can say, trying to, I don't know, make something valuable for you out of this video, if you are watching this, is that to try to have mentality that, okay, I'm not looking the best, which is not the best mentality, but it goes farther. Because we tend to obsess about our looks. Like, we go out and we think, like, okay, I look like this, I look like this. How will people think about, I don't know, the fact that my nose is not straight, or how will people think about this, what people think about that? Did you have at least once somebody that's, you were like, okay, it doesn't seem that cool, doesn't seem that great based on how they look. But then you met them, you talked with them a bit, and you were like, okay, they're actually amazing. Or just like, usually, just in general, maybe that's me, but usually I think when you meet somebody, no matter how they look, in most cases, they will just become better in your perspective just because you got to know their personality more. Okay, sometimes somebody may be a letdown. You may feel like, oh yeah, they look so cool, and they turn out not to be that cool. But for the most part, it was like this. And my idea, my solution, that I try to also use, but it's hard to apply. It's hard to apply. I came up with it, and even I cannot apply to it in a lot of cases. But to just assume, okay, I'm not looking the best, and I cannot do much about it right now. Like, if you're out in the public, I can't do much about it right now. That's just the way I look. I may try to be like, okay, is that better? Is that better? Yeah, but that's not going to change that much. Just be like, okay, I'm not looking my best. Like, I'm not saying that stop caring about your looks. When you're at home, when you have time to, I don't know, take care of yourself, when you're deciding your hair or something, yeah, take care of your looks. That's important. Try, especially do whatever you want. Don't listen to me. But in my opinion, try to have as much your style in accordance to yourself, so that it's expression of yourself. Because yeah, I know that they're like, okay, this hairstyle should suit some, blah, blah, blah. This hairstyle suits somebody's face shape or whatever. That's bullshit. It's boring. Just find a style that you like. I think is a good expression of yourself. That's way better. Sounds way better. Would probably, even if it may not be the best for face shape, mathematically still probably suit you more if that's a tone. I mean, in tune with your style and preferences and everything. You're probably going to feel better with it because I look so cool, and you're going to function better and be better and whatever. So yeah, assume that you may not be looking the best, but don't end there. Be like, okay, I may not be looking the best, but why do I want to look best? Oh, because I want other people to perceive me well. So if I'm not looking the best, what can I do to make other people perceive me better? Focus on how I present myself, not physically. I mean, also physically. Gesticulation is physical presence, but presence not in the way that your body looks, but in the way that you do, in the way that you speak, in the way that you behave. Focus on it. It also affects how people are perceiving you, and that is something that you probably have more control than your looks. I mean, if you've got control on your hairstyle, clothes, and everything, it may be sometimes restricted based on, I don't know, genetics, genetics, whether you can afford the styles you want, but still, in the fact that how you behave, how you say things, how you articulate and everything, that's something you get control over. And it can go better. I mean, would you like to have, would you like to hang out with somebody that just looks 10 out of 10 or behaves 10 out of 10? Looks 11 out of 10 and behaves 11 out of 10. Somebody with better personality, way better personality. Yeah, probably somebody with better personality because they're more fun. I mean, yeah, you may look good with somebody with good looks and photos and shit, but you're going to have more fun with somebody that's got great personality. So just, like, okay, I might not be looking the best. I'm looking fine. Don't necessarily looking terrible. So that, okay, I'm looking good. I'm looking fine. Not the best. There are some things that can be improved, but fuck it. Just focus on making up for it with the way you act, the way you behave. And that's a good mentality. It can help. It can help if you can get in that mentality based on my experience, but it's not that easy to get into this because, yeah, in a lot of cases we are like, okay, what the fuck? But like, I look terrible. I look like shit. Yeah, I may be able to catch up with my personality, but if my personality that good, it may not be that good. What if somebody will just blast me off before I will have a chance to show them my personality? What the fuck? Yeah, that's just terrible. And also, like, as I said before, as for looks and everything, I mean, plastic surgery, like, it's sad to me that, it gets to the point where people feel that they need to do it to feel better. Because this is, I mean, as much as it would be just, I don't know, some expense, fine. As much as it would be just changing the preference, fine. I mean, it may not be the best if like everybody were to look the same just to fit in one standard, and then everybody would be changing just to fit in one standard. But this shit is dangerous, which isn't good. As long as just looks okay, fine. Sad that somebody feels the pressure, but it's also dangerous. It's not healthy. In a lot of cases, maybe not every single thing. I don't know if there probably are more or less invasive and maybe not that much invasive at all, but some of those things are dangerous. Some of those things are bad. And also, I mean, because one thing, because also, yeah, it's sad that, we feel the pressure to try to look good for everybody or just for people around us. But, why do we want to do this? Usually want to feel good about ourselves. That's one thing, which, tough, but I think here the mentality of like, okay, let's just focus on our personality, then it's going to go great. And I mean, maybe not great, but then it's going to go quite well, good enough. Like, focus on the personality and you're going to present yourself, you're going to carry yourself well. Of course, looking the part, it's like just, dressing. You're an actor, you dress in a character. It helps you be the character, it helps you get in the role. But still, if you try enough, hard enough, you get good enough at it, you can still act the part without having the best costume for it. And as long as you act true to yourself, as long as you're your truest self, which looks can help you with that, but you can achieve that without it, even though it may be a bit harder. I guess that's fine. What are the other things? And also, I mean, as long as you just keep doing the best you can to look the best. And I think also looks, in order to feel like good with yourself, out of cares, in a lot of cases, it can be achieved with personal expression. Like, you may not be the biggest fan of your nose, of your ears, of your body shape or shit, But I think even though you can get over it so that you like how you look in, for example, certain clothes or certain hairstyles, so that's something you can achieve with, you know, quite harmless changes, I suppose. And you get to the point where, like, okay, expressing yourself. I know if one could express themselves with the shape of the nose, I think that there will be definitely people that could argue that it is possible. But I think you can definitely way more express yourself through your clothes or hair than the shape of your nose and stuff like this. I'm sorry that I'm using a nose as an example a lot of cases, but it's quite simple. I don't like my nose myself. I mean, I'm getting over it, but I don't like it myself. Uh, I'm getting it more because it's fucking broken. It's not even about how it looks. It's like I mean, I don't like how it looks, but also it's like this bone here is kind of smashed and narrow, and I have problems breathing. So the hatred is multiplied, not only because I don't like the most how it looks, but also because it doesn't allow me to breathe comfortably in a lot of cases, and that's terrible. That's fucking hate it. What else? Because yeah, that's one thing, to feel good with yourself, but also we would like to feel good with. We would like to be perceived well by other people, and that's another thing. As I said before, like you probably sometimes said, like, okay, you met somebody, and now you just perceive them way better. Their looks didn't change; their personality just added to it. And when you want to look good, when you want to be liked by the people that you like, your looks may be, I don't know, important at the very, very beginning. But as soon as you meet yourself, like the personality becomes way more important factor. And like the people that like you, they probably like you for who you are, not for how you dress, how you are shaped, and everything. And they will not judge you. And also, I don't know, I guess that romantic relationships are also very important. And people usually have preferences in terms of how they would like their partner to look. But again, I think looks still are not that important here. In a lot of cases, at least. I mean, of course, there will be somebody they have a certain type and they will not accept anybody looking different. But I think in a lot of cases, most people have their types, and most people, at least once, were like, okay, this person is definitely not the type I've got in my mind. Yet still, they are attractive as hell or hot as hell. And yeah, sometimes you may meet somebody with a feature that you didn't like before, but you just start liking this feature now because you know them. And it's like, and also especially when you love somebody truly or like somebody really much, it can still apply. It doesn't need to be romantic love. I think you just like how they look, and not necessarily you like how they look because, like, shit, sorry. It's not that you like how somebody looks because you just like the aesthetic. You like the aesthetic. You like their look because that is theirs. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that, okay, for example, you like how red lipstick looks so much because you just like red lipstick so much. You probably are going to... Okay, that's not the best example. What's a better example? Shit, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't like it because... Or you like it in general. You just like it because it's theirs. I definitely know that I had like a sentence good for it, but I just cannot remember this right now. I'm shitty. How was it? You don't like how somebody looks because that's how they look. No. Yeah. You don't like how somebody looks just because they look like this. You like how they look because this is them that looks like this. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, yeah. That's not the fact that this shirt looks good because this shirt just looks good in general. This shirt looks good on them because it's on them. Like, I'm not getting this across the way I want. But there is some truth behind it for sure. There is something that you can get out of it. If you focus, if you really try, which would be nice, you don't need to. And this video is way longer than I expected, and I want to be able to upload before midnight. So, yeah, bye. thanks for listening to this gibberish.